first and foremost, I should tell you that I have a major scoop regarding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, their newest legal plan or something that they were attempting. Plus, in case you missed it, Ari Emmanuel, that's their powerful agent over at WME, has now spoken on their behalf on the Freakonomics podcast or the Freakonomics radio show. All right, guys, we are in the midst of some crazy PR games right now coming from Blake Lively's side. So I became aware a couple of weeks ago that somebody in Blake Lively's camp was shopping around what they claimed to be HR complaints to various tabloids and publications, namely TMZ, Daily Mail, and the New York Post.
So let's see how Candace breaks this down for us today. I don't think you guys want to miss this one.
Okay, Liz Plank. This is very interesting. So in case you're forgetting who she is, Liz Plank was the co-host of the Man Enough podcast alongside Justin Baldoni. And then as soon as Blake Lively filed her complaint, Liz Plank was out, instantly said she quit, a show of support and solidarity with Blake after everything dropped. And people began looking into it. And particularly there was this TikToker, Steph with the Deets, who had showed that perhaps the reason that motivated her to get on the side of Blake Lively without actually looking into anything or at least speaking to her co-host and hearing his side of things may have been what we have discovered since, a repeat sort of Ryan Reynolds psychopathic strategy of essentially love bombing people, giving them roles they don't deserve in places that they don't belong, and basically pretending to be the best, most amazing friend because the person that they're targeting and the person that they want to isolate is a person like Justin Baldoni who's connected to that individual. It's all about isolation. And so Liz Plank was a perfect person for them to go after because first and foremost, if you don't know anything about her, I had never heard her name before this scandal. She's kind of branded herself as like the ultimate feminist. She is also Canadian, and everything that she does, like I think she majored in women's studies at McGill University, and she's very carefully done work as a big supporter of gender equality, right? So if you're thinking that you're going to go down this route as Blake Lively did, it would be a perfect person to kind of butter up and say, oh my gosh, you're never gonna believe what I lived through on set, which is actually captured on camera and was really nothing. But the other element of this is when we recognize that Ryan Reynolds, and this is Steph with the Deets again, had put her in this program, this documentary called Welcome to Wrexham. Essentially, I think it's in like its 4th season, and it's Ryan Reynolds and Rob, I'm gonna say his last name wrong, McElhenney, who are essentially documenting the rise of this sports team that we know Ryan Reynolds owns a portion of. And so he flew her out to be a part of this series. I did not actually, because Steph with the Deets didn't show it, see the clip. I did not see what her expertise were that were required for her to participate in this documentary. And ladies and gentlemen, just buckle up. This is amazing. If you really want to get into how psychotic Ryan Reynolds is, the fact that he cast her as an expert for this will really clarify that for you, okay? I'm thinking, oh, it's got to be something important. No, she appeared as an expert to deliver to audiences what the definition of a bromance is. Take a listen.
The definition of the word bromance is just, it's a platonic relationship between two men. There's no female equivalent to the term bromance. The female equivalent is friends. And so the fact that we need a term to describe two men going out to dinner, I think, is very revealing about what men are allowed or are not allowed to do and how much self-policing there is when it comes to their relationships with other men. So bromance is almost this permission for men to connect and to show love to each other because it's like a joke.
There you have it, ladies and gents. That's likely why she sold out Justin Baldoni. An amazing opportunity. I mean, how did Ryan Reynolds even approach her for that? How, when he in his mind, he's like, I just gotta make up something because I don't really have anything for her, and but we need her on our side. And so he probably flew her out private to the UK for that. He probably said and overpaid her. Well, we can pay you $100,000 if you could be our expert. Yeah, I could get that approved, the budget approved. $100K for you to speak on the expertise of the bromance culture and the significance when you weigh it against women and their friendship. What? Like literally, if you need proof that he was just making stuff up and giving people positions, that's it right there, okay? I just needed to show you guys that before I even got into the scoop. So you remember last episode when we were speaking about this, I showed you also Marcos, who's another TikToker who essentially got his video banned because he had received a tip that the Reynolds family was lobbying Jenny Slate to join as a plaintiff. And Jenny Slate was pushing back on that, and he had heard from somebody in the orbit that was true. Well, I similarly heard, and I will say to protect myself, allegedly, but I don't know why I'm protecting myself because I do kind of want to be involved in this lawsuit. I'm doing a lot here to be involved in this lawsuit. But I heard on very good authority that the same was done to Liz Plank, okay? So they primed her, got her as an expert of bromance. Sorry, serious expert of bromances, put her on the show. She's a perfect candidate. She's a feminist. And then they tried to pull the Me Too button. She instantly took their side, jumped off of the podcast with him, made a statement. And then they basically asked her to join in as a plaintiff. And what I was told was like Jenny Slate said, hell no. Her and her people have obviously gone through everything, have read the lawsuits, like a fuller picture rather than just Blake's emotions, and they do not want to go anywhere near this with a 10-foot pole. And so they are behind the scenes, not just lobbying, allegedly, Jenny Slate, also Liz Plank. They are literally looking for any individual that will jump on board and solidify her statements that Justin Baldoni is a creep, and they are routinely and continually coming up dry because that's what happens when you lie. Speaking of people who just lie, let's talk about Ari Emmanuel, okay? Now, you may have missed this. Ari Emmanuel is a very powerful guy. He is, you could argue, the most powerful person in Hollywood, okay? He is the CEO of WME. That is the agency that is involved in this lawsuit. Obviously, the agency that instantly dropped Justin Baldoni when she filed her complaint, initially the CRD complaint in Los Angeles. And essentially, I did not know this, he is actually Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' agent. So they are his clients. You have the CEO, chairman of WME and Endeavor, and these are his clients. So Ari Emmanuel decided to appear on the Freakonomics radio podcast show. The episode is not dropped. It played on the radio and it's already broken in the press, but we could not pull the clips yet because they had not yet put it up on their podcast. It's due later today. And he discussed what was going on with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. And I'm going to quote you what he said, the various quotes. He said, quote, "I am a ride or die and they're good people. I've known Ryan and Blake for over a decade. They're really incredible people. In Hollywood, they have been incredibly successful. People work with them. They've never had any bad mojo out there or treated people badly. They are charitable. We help them with their foundation. They've given tons of money away." He also said, quote, Blake felt that she was not being protected. She complained, and then these people tried to go after her. They should stop. They're still trying to do it. They should stop. If what is alleged in her lawsuit, that what happened on social media is true, just because she complained to the studio that things were unhealthy on set and that he was director and this man was a producer and they did to her what is being alleged, they're really bad people. He then said, quote, "Social media is a really good thing at times because it lets people, stars, connect with their fans. But Baldoni and Heath used it in an evil way, if that's true. We just have to be cognizant that social media can ruin people and they should no longer be out there intimidating people, using social media now and trying to hurt them and abusing them. Baldoni's team should just stop since they think they're innocent and let the process play itself out." Lastly, he said this, and this is my favorite part of his quotations. He says, "I mean, it is an effed up bad situation. What Baldoni, whatever his name is doing." And then when the host who was speaking with him, who's Stephen Dubner, points out that Baldoni used to be on the WME roster, Ari shoots back, "Until I fired him." Oh, Ari's so powerful, big bad until I fired him. Amazing. He's so powerful, guys, and he's so cool that he doesn't even remember his name. It's Baldoni, whatever your name is, kid. Ha 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 ha. Ari, Starry, Fari, whatever your name is, kid. Ha ha ha. I don't understand how they do not understand why we do not like them. This is just the idea of not even having the decent enough respect to say his name, Justin Baldoni. He has obviously read through all of the messages, but he's just gonna come out here and say they're good people because they give money to charity. And I do believe this is what celebrities do. They're terrible human beings. They show up on red carpets like the Amfar Gala in their expensive wear to be seen, to be photographed, and they give away $1 million. And then guess what, guys? That's it. That's their indulgence. That's it. You got to just accept that they're good people. They gave $500,000 to charity this year. So that doesn't matter how they're treating other people. Okay, then guys, well, Ari Emmanuel is the most powerful guy in Hollywood and he has spoken out. So I guess case closed. As long as Ryan and Blake are being nice to billionaires, right? Why are we upset? Do you hear that? They're probably also nice to Oprah, I'd imagine, and Mark Zuckerberg. And hey, obviously they've been friends with Taylor Swift for 10 years. So clearly if you have enough money, which Ari Emmanuel does, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds will be nice to you. So what exactly is the problem here?
Tell me what you think, guys. Do you agree with Candace?